Hello, and welcome to Moving Fast, an original play by Taze Wilson. In order to ensure the safety of you and those around you, Pleasant Valley Community School District asks that you please keep your mask over your nose and mouth for the duration of the performance. Please silence all cell phones or put them on Do Not Disturb, and enjoy the show.
I don't hate Jack Dorsey. I have plenty of reason to, and so do a lot of other people. But I don't hate him. And he's as human as I am. My name is Evan Williams, and there are plenty of people who hate me. Jack probably hates me. But I don't hate Jack Dorsey.
I'm Biz Stone. I was a friend and co-founder with Jack. I mean, Jack's a jackass, but that doesn't mean I hate him. He cared more about how the world saw him than how his own friends saw him, but that doesn't make me hate him. Honestly, I kind of pity the guy. He's got to be pretty lonely. I'm Crystal Taylor. I knew Jack. We worked together at Twitter. There's no real reason for me to hate him, at least not personally. He's just another Silicon Valley guy who screwed over everyone around him for power. He's not exactly original, but he did have more wasted potential than the rest.
Hi, I'm Jason Goldman. I was close to Jack. He was a good friend and coworker. It would be too easy to hate him. He did a lot of crappy things to myself and hurt myself and others in the process, but he's my friend. I think deep down he's still a good person. At least I hope he is.
I'm Noah Glass. I was Jack's best friend, and no, I definitely couldn't hate him. I mean, I definitely hated him at one point or another, but he was my friend. I mean, he was my best friend. Yeah, no, I couldn't hate Jack Dorsey.
I'm Jack Dorsey. Yeah, they all hate me. If I was in their position, I'd probably hate me too. They screwed me out of my company and they didn't think I'd screw them right back. Yeah, they probably do hate me, but I'm in charge of Twitter and they're not.
It all starts with Ev, or Evan Williams, but I'm just going to call him Ev. I mean, everyone wanted to be like Evan Williams, but Ev's kind is a rare breed. He moved from Nebraska to San Fran with nothing but a couple credit cards. He moved fast. I mean, if you knew him back then, you would think he was insane.
I'm asking you to market radios. It's not like I'm asking you to write a manifesto about them.
I'm not writing it because your products are pieces of garbage.
I heard that he was living in above a mechanic's garage with his girlfriend Meg. Every day he would ride his piece of junk bike miles to get to work, and at the end of the day, he'd code. I mean, the late 90s to early 2000s were like the California gold rush all over again. But instead of, sifting gold and sifting stone, they were cracking code and making gold in ones and zeros, 24/7. He had started this, a startup called Pyro Labs. He was moving fast and ignoring the world around him. And then, he struck gold.
Evan, listen to me.
Meg, this is a breakthrough. It's like a diary so employees can stay in contact during projects.
Ev, he kind of fell in love with it.
Meg, this is...
Evan, listen to me. Could you stay focused for once in your life, please? It's always another distraction with you.
Okay. But it has huge potential.
Oh my God. I'm Evan. I'm visiting my family for the weekend. If I get back and this obsession is not over and done with, I'm dumping you.
That very weekend, Ev worked fast. He published his new web diary. He called it a weblog or a blog. And he called his new company Blogger.
Blogger was huge, extraordinary, revolutionary.
There was no filter, no editor. Anyone could write an article that could reach the world.
Everyone at Pyro Labs hated Ev, and they kicked him out. Ev was in insane debt and alone.
Enough. Nothing changed with you, Evan Williams. It's over.
Completely alone.
But Evan Williams was always, he was relentless. I mean, it would be easier to stop the world from spinning than stop one of Evan's ideas.
Even when the tech bubble broke,
$5 trillion went poof, down the drain, gone.
Ev held on. He had a vision, a future where anybody and everybody could publish anything. I think he called it,
Push-button publishing for the people. Anyone can publish anything.
yeah, that's the phrase.
During the day, Ev would code like crazy. Zero regard for his sleep and his own well-being. All that mattered was getting his product out to the world immediately.
All he cared about was Blogger. At night, he wrote his own blog called Evhead.
Ev knew Blogger was good because he loved using it himself.
Then, Blogger exploded.
I was one of Blogger's first employees. Those beginning days at Blogger were just insane. Everything, the company quickly outgrew a small team. Everything was flying by. My first day was just insane. I was put in charge of the customer service email, and that thing was a dumpster fire.
It's the email used by people who want to complain about other people's blogs.
Here, start with this one.
Oh my god!
What, got a problem with nudity?
What am I supposed to do about that?
Nothing. Push-button publishing for the people.
The company grew exponentially.
It was changing news.
It was changing publishing, and it was changing the damn world.
Soon, Evan Williams and Blogger were the biggest things in Silicon Valley.
And that's about when I met Evan Williams. I was looking through Forbes, and there was an article on Blogger. The person or the guy in the photo looked, well, I had seen him before. Then I looked at my apartment window across the street, and I saw him. Straight off the cover of Forbes. I was just like, so I did what anyone would do and said, hey, Blogger!
Huh?
You're Evan Williams, the guy from Blogger, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Cool. Are you blogging right now?
Yeah. I don't know what drew me to Noah class. He was so much different from everyone else in the valley. Most of us programmers are silent, nerdy, and bullheaded, but Noah was fun and happy, and he was always there.
Near the end of 2002, the whole Blogger team abandoned our crappy office in favor of Ev's cramped apartment. We all huddled around Ev's couch, just coding away.
I spent most of my life, my time just working alone. My wife Erin was in law school, so she was gone a lot. And I just coded alone. But at Ev's house, I was never alone.
Every night, Noah would show up at Ev's apartment with a case of beer in one hand and a case of cheap wine in the other.
Noah was an unofficial Blogger team member for sure.
Over time, me and Noah grew a lot closer. He listened to me as I paced around my apartment, and he actually cared. And one day, Noah asked me why we left the Blogger office. You promise you won't tell anyone, right?
Of course.
Google approached me to buy Blogger.
It was unreal. But, and amazing. There were lots of papers. Me and Jason spent long nights, and anxious nights with Ev, as he negotiated and signed papers. And then one day, he got the call.
Yes, this is Evan. Uh-huh.
The deal went through.
Google acquired Blogger.
Okay.
$1 million.
Our lives changed forever.
Thank you so much.
Evan Williams had struck gold.
I sold Blogger to Google and became an overnight millionaire. The next morning, I was still Evan Williams living in a crappy apartment. Now, I was Evan Williams, free of debt and with a car. At first, nothing changed. Then everything did. The Blogger team moved to the Google campus, a cathedral to the power of Silicon Valley. And suddenly, I was one of the most important people there. People recognized me. I was that Blogger guy. They were calling me a genius. I didn't feel like a genius, although once you see yourself on the cover of Forbes, you don't look at yourself the same way again. I hated Google. They shoved Vlogger into a windowless office, and I was forced to work with programmers who had no vision. All they cared about was their degrees and salaries. I was out after a year, a jobless multimillionaire. I wanted out of the startup game, so I took up cooking. I traveled, and I fell in love with a woman named Sarah. She was perfect. I no longer had time in my life for valuations and investments. I was happy, but ultimately, I was still the same person. No Italian food or foreign countries could stop me from falling right back into Silicon Valley. Twitter never really started. There was no pitch for Twitter, or no one raising funds for it. There was no aha moment where the billion-dollar baby was conceived. It was like Blogger in the sense that it just kind of happened. And honestly, I wish it hadn't.
Testing, testing, testing. 1, 2, 3. Hello, hello, listeners. This is your friend, your speaker, Mr. Noah Blast, coming at you, or coming to you, from the audio headquarters in foggy San Francisco. When the Blogger team moved away to Google, I was working on an application for the site called Oddblog, or Audio Blogger. Anyone could post voice recordings to Blogger from just their phones. After a while, I thought it was a pretty good idea, so I may as well start my own startup. Ev had, of course, become, well, he was like a millionaire, so I asked him if he'd invest. Give me a few $1,000s to, start the business and get the idea off the ground.
I'd be happy to, but really, I value our friendship, and I don't want us working together to mess with that.
Oh, come on. We can work together and still be friends.
Okay. I was nervous at first, but I believed that Noah was more than capable. I'd known him for about 3 years at that point, and I knew he was incredibly intelligent. Looking back, I should have paid more attention to the details.
So, we're going to allow anyone, anywhere, to record their voices on their iPod and upload them to the iPod. We even have Ev, or Evan Williams, the blogger guy invested, and he's the real deal.
Cool. Excellent.
Thank you. Where'd you get your programming experience?
I'm a hacktivist. I'm an internet protester. I just hack into things and cause mayhem. Stick it to the man.
That's awesome. You seem plenty qualified. Welcome to the team, Rebel.
Seems chill. Can't wait to head back to the van and tell the wife we'll have the money to move to South America in no time.
Before I knew it, Odeo was a real company, and a real problem. Odeo's offices were coffee shops, its employees were hackers, and its CEO was a mess. I was living the good life, falling in love, and avoiding Odeo as much as possible. But when I did step in, they made me nervous.
So, here's where you get all of your access to your podcast, and all you have to do is press this button and listen to it.
Show me.
Oh, well, we haven't got that all set up yet.
It's a pretty important thing to have.
Well, we're using this new code language called Ruby, or Ruby on Rails, and it's taking some time to build out the functionality.
Why wouldn't you use Java? Use what works?
Well, we want to try something new and innovative.
But it doesn't work.
It will, though.
Even at that point, I thought it was going to be okay. Besides, I had other things to worry about, like Sarah.
Come on, Evan. We're going to be late. Are you okay?
Yeah, I was just thinking. Come on, let's go.
Okay, but be present tonight, please.
Things were happening. They were happening. It's not like it was always happening fast enough, but it was developing so quickly. But that's the startup way. That's Silicon Valley, the speed and the dream. But making things happen, it takes money. And we were burning money. We couldn't even afford coffee shops anymore, so my apartment had to become the new headquarters of Odeo. My wife, Erin, a lawyer by then, wasn't too happy about that.
Ugh.
Erin, babe, it's just temporary.
It's damn well better be temporary.
I know, but we're low on money and just need a place to work.
This is our home, Noah.
Eric, this is my company. This is our future.
Temporary.
It was, those next few weeks were, they were hell. I was being hit back and forth like a ping pong ball between two people. My wife and my investor.
Noah!
Hey, hi. I didn't know you were coming in today.
I wasn't planning on it, but you're 2 weeks behind.
I know, and we're getting there. It's just,
Noah, you don't exist in a vacuum. You have competitors. You have to launch this product, or audio is just going to be another washed-up startup.
I know, Ev, and we're...
Noah, figure it out.
Noah, our room down.
Investor and wife. I was married to both.
Seems awfully familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, I thought Blogger was a mess, but Odio showed me that Blogger was spotless. When I found the dumpster fire that was that company, I thought, I left $12 million at Google for this circus?
It was bad. It wasn't all Noah's fault. He was much better at starting fires than putting them out. And oh Lord, Odio's programmers.
Most of them were recommended by Rabble. Crazy hackers like him.
Yeah, but build out the desktop version of the website. Ray, make it look good and sexy. Blaine, build out the backend and make those voices sing. And James, I want you to hack the White House website and add fake photos of George Bush in drag. That would be hilarious.
Sir, yes, sir.
Noah was too busy and too stressed. Things were blowing up all around him, and the man was blind to it all.
Who is it?
Noah,
You need to answer?
no. They can handle it themselves.
They couldn't.
Things started to get bad. I had to make some hard decisions. My marriage was quickly falling apart, and Odio, we were low on money. So I had to make the hard decision. Ev, I hate to ask this, but Odio, it can't. We're running out of money, and the apartment. Well, my wife isn't too stoked about the current situation.
How much do you need, Noah?
$200,000.
Noah, that's a lot of money.
I know, and we're so close to launch, and we need funds to market it and keep up with demand. And we gotta get out of my apartment, man.
Noah, I can't just give you $200,000.
Ev, you're the only guy, the only person that I know who can help me, and you've been here from the start. You're my friend.
I've thought about this moment every day for over a decade. This is where I failed myself. I failed Noah. I had no interest in podcasting or running Odio, but I hadn't done anything in a year, and Silicon Valley was breathing down my neck. I'll invest $200,000 and become CEO of Odio.
Oh, what else was I supposed to do? I wanted to succeed, and I trusted him. I thought we were friends. Okay.
Oh yeah, I was good friends with Jack Dorsey back in the day. He was just like the rest of us, weird and quiet.
Jack was like any other nerd in Silicon Valley. He grew up with a speech impediment, so he didn't talk much, but still craved attention.
So Jack wore all black in sweltering San Francisco hot summers, along with the bulkiest sneakers money could buy. In high school, he would have been a bully's dream.
The first thing you would notice with me and Jack Dorsey was his massive silver nose ring. That thing really made him stand out.
I love that nose ring. It was part of who I was. I had a job that once told me I couldn't wear it at work, so I showed up every day with my ring covered by a big Band-Aid. It looked absurd and made it really hard to breathe. I walked around like a panting dog.
but I still think it was worth it. Jack lived in the crappy part of town with a large homeless population and drug problems.
Right by the Odio office, actually.
The San Fran economy was devastated in the early 2000s by the bursting of the tech bubble. This was before companies like Facebook and Yahoo and, well, Twitter rebuilt the city.
San Francisco was a terrible place to live, yet thousands of young nerds continued to migrate there every year, and Jack Dorsey was just another one of us idiots chasing the tech dream.
And who would have guessed that he'd achieve it?
It's funny how those life-changing encounters can happen anywhere, such as right outside a coffee shop. Excuse me, are you Evan Williams?
Yeah, that's me.
Wow, it's so good to meet you. I love Blogger and push-button publishing. You're a badass.
Oh, thank you. What's your name?
Jack Dorsey.
Nice to meet you, Jack. Do you live around here?
I moved here recently. I'm a programmer.
Oh, where at?
I work for a ticketing company. It's boring as hell, but it's a job.
Yeah, that doesn't sound like fun. A company I'm invested in is looking for developers. If you're interested, I could put in a good word.
Really?
Yeah, sure, just send in a resume.
I don't have a resume.
You don't have a resume?
I have a website. It's called Jack Life Love.
About?
Myself.
Huh. Okay. Well, just send it to noah@odio.com.
Thank you so much, Mr. Williams. This means so much.
Call me Ev. I hope we talk again.
It didn't take long for Jack to become a popular member of the Odio team.
He fit right in. Jack and Noah were practically dating after the first week.
Oh, Jack, I'm glad you can make it.
I'm happy to be here.
So we'll have a pretty basic interview about your coding and work experience. Your website said you programmed Dispatch in New York. I'd love to talk about it.
I made cookies last night.
Try to ignore that racket. That's our Chief Operating Officer, Noah Class.
And hey, hiya, and you must be Jack, right? I loved your stuff, your website.
Thank you.
And, here, actually, have a cookie. You know what? I read that you write Dispatch, right?
Oh, yeah. Back when I was living in New York City, I programmed for a bike delivery company.
That is so cool. Sick. Oh, and I'm Noah, by the way. Here, come up and meet the team.
I think me and Ev were going to...
No, whatever. No. Interview over.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'll shoot you an email. Go meet the team.
Seriously, thank you. It's an honor to be working for you.
You're welcome.
Jack, get over here and come meet Rabble.
We'll talk later. I couldn't even have a full interview with a prospective hire without Noah finding a way to ruin it. Every time I stepped into that office, I lost more control. But everyone loved Noah, so I let it slide. I let so many things slide. I like Jack. I really did. He reminded me of myself before Blogger.
Okay, Jack, you seem like a decent programmer, but I have an important question for you.
Okay.
First, how do you feel about that war in Afghanistan?
It's awful.
Good. Second, have you ever hacked a government website?
You're in no trouble. Not if you have. We really just want to know.
I hacked the NYC mayor's page once to call Giuliani an idiot.
It's tame, but it's the right spirit. Lastly, what do you have to drink?
Usually vodka soda, but I'm not picky.
Great, hire him.
You're hired.
Seriously?
Yeah, really. Let's get you all set up.
That's awesome. Although, I have one question.
Of course.
Why aren't there any tables?
Oh, well, posture and,
Because we can't afford them.
welcome to Odio.
Weeks leading up to Odio's launch were hectic, but they were some of the most peaceful times Odio ever had.
Ev made sure things were actually getting done, while Noah kept everyone happy. It seemed like things were finally beginning to work out.
And hiring Jack Dorsey was looking like to be one of the best decisions Odeo ever made.
Despite his proclivity for silence and his strange fashion sense, Jack was a team player and a killer programmer.
We had this stupid award that Noah set up to give to the person who got the most done each week. It was called the Getting Stuff Done Award, and Jack was winning it constantly.
And for the third week in a row, I'm proud to announce that our one and only Jack Dorsey has won the Getting Stuff Done Award.
We were just days away from revealing Odeo to the public.
Then it all went up in flames.
Dude, stop it.
What?
Crystal, you're staring, obviously. I mean, she has a boyfriend.
I know. I'm just gonna go talk to her.
All right, just don't make me file an HR report, okay? Right? Hey.
Hey. Hello?
Oh, hi. Jack, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Can I help you with something?
What are you listening to?
Oh, just some Maroon 5.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Well, nice talking to you.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I mean, Jack was obsessed. Obsessed with Crystal Taylor. Like, uncomfortably obsessed.
He memorized when she came into the office, when she left, when she took her lunch break, when she'd get on the phone. It's like he never took his eyes off her.
Jack's efforts at seduction were just sad. He figured out what juice she drank and started bringing it to her every day during lunch. Even when Crystal shut him down, talking about her boyfriend or not even thanking him for the juice, Jack just kept bringing them. And then he tried his signature move.
You're Crystal. I, made this for you.
I mean, it was like he was a 5th grader.
A bird? Cool. Thanks. Oh, and thanks for the juice, but you don't need to buy it for me anymore. It's sweet, but please, stop.
Oh. Okay. I'll, catch you around.
I think that was when Jack really started to lose interest in Odeo. It was a minor thing compared to what really killed the company.
Okay, everyone, mandatory meeting in the conference room now.
Oh, screw you.
And what was that, Rabble?
Your mandatory meetings are boring and useless. Therefore, the programmers have decided we will not be attending.
There's a reason I used the word mandatory.
And there's a reason we'll still don't care.
Noah?
Come on, guys. Ev is the boss, and we really should just
Oh,
listen.
so now Ev's in charge?
I'm the CEO, I'm in charge.
Oh, well, usually a CEO is in the office more.
I'm not there trying to get people on board with podcasts and audio. Do you want this company to go broke?
Well, it would be nice to see you around here more often.
Shut up, Noah.
Guys?
When was the last time you asked someone to do something without stuttering like a 5-year-old?
What the hell,
Guys!
What, Jack?
Did anyone else see the Apple keynote today?
No, I didn't.
You better come take a look at this.
And so what we're doing is we're going to make this even easier because you're not going to have to go download other applications and get all sorts of stuff together to make this happen. We're going to build it right in to iTunes and iPods. You can
Well, we're screwed.
I'm going home.
No one's going anywhere.
Well, Apple just took over the entire market and made our company an add-on to iTunes.
Odeo just became obsolete.
Calm down, guys. We're fine. We're different. You're still at work. Noah, do something. Noah? Noah?
What? So now I'm in charge now that everything has gone to hell. I should have been running this company. I would have done a better job than you. And look now, Apple has just killed our company in a single blow. Forget you, Evan Williams. Go screw yourself.
Wow. He didn't stutter.
Screw you, Biz.
And just like that, Odio was dead.
Most of us wondered if we'd even get our next paycheck.
Or if we should even show up for work the next morning.
I had found a place that I felt as though I belonged, and it was broken. One Apple press conference.
Been watching the metrics, and people aren't using it. They visit Odio once, but they don't come back. I mean, with Apple entering the game, I don't know what I'm gonna do, Jack. I put everything I had into this company, and now we're obsolete. Erin wants a divorce. She told me, and I'm trying to keep it together, but did I ever stop and really look at her? I don't. I was so caught up in all of it, in my friendships, Odio, my fights. When did we really, just look around? I moved too fast, Jack, and now I'm so lonely. So, what are you gonna do?
Huh?
What's next? What excites you?
Maybe fashion? I want to make jeans.
Hey, there's the start. What else?
Well, I like sailing, music, programming. I have that status idea.
Status idea?
Well, it's like anyone could post their status on a site for all their friends to see. You post about what music you're listening to, or where you're eating, or just how you're feeling. And you could see all your friends' statuses, constantly able to know what's going on with them, even when you haven't seen each other in months. It's like
You'd always be connected.
Yeah, it's like you'd never be alone.
Jack, you're a genius.
Really?
Yes, really. It's absolutely brilliant. You'd always be connected, just sharing music, thoughts. I mean, anything. It's like you'd always have someone to talk to. A constant connection. And what if it had audio?
What if you could just attach audio files? You could just integrate it into Odio.
Yes. You'd always be connected to all of your friends, to all of the world. I mean, it's like the cure for loneliness. We're not done yet, Jack. You know what? First thing in the morning, we're telling Ev. We're not done.
I had spent my entire life staring into a computer screen looking for connection. Did I just come up with the cure for loneliness?
I'm so sorry I missed dinner. Your parents weren't too angry, right?
They aren't happy, but they understand. Is it really that bad?
It's awful. I never should have let Noah that money. I had a feeling this would happen, and I just let it happen anyway.
Hey, it's okay. Startups fail all the time.
Not mine. Not my company's. I just thought I was done with all this.
Then be done with it. Don't have to be in charge of everything.
I don't want to be CEO again, but I have a reputation to uphold. I won't let Noah ruin everything I've worked so hard for.
Okay, Evan. Just don't forget what's important to you.
People can share just, anything, constantly connected. connected to all of everyone through their status updates. You'd never be alone.
I like it. It's like a messaging platform, but you leave messages for all your friends.
Exactly.
Well, what if you based it off of text message rather than email?
What do you mean?
Well, let's just send all those statuses to people's phones. That way, they're connected wherever they are.
Good, good. I like it, but we're still audio right now. And I don't want this to be our only option. Jason and Noah, I want you two to stay focused on audio.
But this is mine and Jack's idea. I want to be involved.
And you will be, but audio was also your idea and your responsibility.
You got it, Ev. Come on. No, we gotta meet with the developer's intent.
Hey, you and I, we'll talk about this.
Jack and Biz, I want you two to write up some prototypes. Don't go crazy, just give the basic idea.
Okay.
Jack, you're in charge here. It's your vision. I'm looking forward to what you come up with.
Biz and I spent a couple of late nights developing the status idea.
From the beginning, it was good. Really good.
We knew we had something different.
And Noah knew it too.
The idea was planted in Noah's mind, and it's hard to get him to stop working on something that he's passionate about.
World. Worship. Quickly. Tremble. Twitch. No, twist. Twit. Twitter. Twine. Twite. Twitter. The sound of chirping birds. Twittering. Tweeting. Twitterer. Twitter. Twitter. Yeah. I think that's it. Twitter.
By shortening the code to just 5 letters, users can text their statuses to a special shortcode and have them posted immediately.
That way, Twitter can be used anywhere.
And the name, Twitter. I like it. I like it a lot. It just fits.
And now we need to add voice.
No.
Why not?
With text, you can send these messages anywhere, anytime. A loud club, a noisy train station, a quiet house, without fearing that someone can't understand the message.
It makes it more accessible. Publishing straight to the people at the push of a button.
Exactly.
This is going to be the best party finding tool in the valley.
My mom can use this. I'll always be able to keep her updated without a phone call.
Sarah's going to love this. She's always telling me about what her friends are doing, and now she can just show me.
I'll always have someone to talk to.
It's settled then. We are building Twitter. Jack, you're spearheading this thing. I want you and Viz to build it out. Jason to draft up some business models, and Noah, you oversee production. Good. So let's get to work.
Programming is a collaborative art. It's a splash of different visions compiled on computer screens in the language of machines.
It takes focus, ingenuity, and creativity to craft a final compelling product, created with different techniques, hard and light strokes, crescendos and decrescendos. One moment, music in the developer's mind, and then others join the programming symphony, adding their own personal touches to things. A good program is intimately crafted inside and out. It's a puzzle where everything must fit together, the development team envisioning the final product until it becomes a reality.
It's a spontaneous act of creation. One moment you're typing words into a blank screen, and then you're making magic. The idea is in charge and it has its own destination. And then, you made something that could reshape the world.
Programming is like playing God, willing something into existence. At first, there is nothing. And then through skill and determination, there is something. Something new, something significant, something valuable.
Coding is connecting. Putting random strings of code together to create something that breathes on its own. The solitary act of typing code into a keyboard creates something that is so much bigger. Something that has the power to bring people together.
All of these different ideas and talents clashed as visions for Twitter's purpose began to collide.
In order to keep the display simple and clean, only one status should show on a user's page at a time. They update their status, the old post disappears.
No, that's too final. Heavy users would fly through statuses too quickly. We should put it in a string format with the posts showing up chronologically, kind of like what we did at Vlogger.
Oh, okay, I get it.
What if you put a timestamp on it, to add context?
Ooh, yeah, I like that.
New colors thrown onto the canvas, new spices in the dish, and different languages in the play. all these ideas come and stir together into one big artistic melting pot until
Just setting up my Twitter.
it's finished.
Yes!
What's up?
I think I did it.
Did what?
Oh my god, I got it! I got it!
Jack, I got your status. I got your status.
Hold on. I'm sending out the trial link to the rest of the company. They've got to try this thing. It was magic. You know when something magical is happening, you can just feel it? Everyone felt it. We were all hooked immediately. Starting by simply setting up our Twitters.
Just setting up my Twitter.
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 Setting up my Twitter.
Nobody knew what we were doing at first. We were like kids with a new toy, just absorbed in the possibility of tweeting anything.
Ooh, I think I just Twittered myself. Just setting up my Twitter.
Well, I'm addicted.
God, I want a sandwich.
Just setting up my Twitter.
It was incredible. Boom, a message. Boom, a message. Boom, 2 messages. A dozen messages. The whole company was using Twitter and not just using it, they were loving it.
Lunch.
Checking out Twitter.
Using Twitter.
Twitter is really tickling me.
Heading home.
Wishing I was...
Coffee time.
About to devour a salad.
In bed speaking, writing text to speech. There were no rules. We just tweeted whatever we wanted and waited for the next tweet to come in. It was exhilarating. In that moment, it was just us, and we were the most connected we had ever been. It was just us, and we loved Twitter.
Night, Twitter.
Good night, Twitter.
Night, Twitter.
Night Twitter.
Good night.
Good night, Twitter.
The Fall of Noah Glass.
A story told in 3 parts. Part 1, Jack
Jack.
and Crystal.
Over the last few weeks of Odeo, Jack, Crystal, and I became pretty close friends.
We went to concerts, raves, even eating breakfast, lunch, and dinner together multiple times a week.
Jack was still a little weird around me, but I was able to ignore it. Until I couldn't anymore.
So, if we integrate links into Twitter, we could totally do something.
Oh my god. You have gorgeous eyes. I guess I need to dance with you right now.
Get lost, dude.
No, he's fine.
No, he's not. He's just some douchebag trying to hook up with you.
What the hell, Jack?
She's not interested.
Oh, okay.
What the hell is wrong with you?
What? I was just protecting you from a creep.
He just asked to dance. You know what? I'm leaving.
Oh, no, come on, stay. We're having fun.
No, we're not. I'll see you later. They don't know all that I had to do to become a part of the tech world. It was so easy for them. Half these guys didn't even graduate from college. I have an MBA, and I'm their publicist. I'm more qualified, yet they're still in charge. I've worked my whole career just to be in the room where the decisions are being made, and that can all change because some guy decides that he wants me. Well, I'm not someone's to have. I dress in business casual and try to blend in. It doesn't stop them from looking at me, talking about me, harassing me. I do my job, and they still can't get past the fact that I'm a woman. I try to ignore, pretend that they're not stalking me, and then they do stuff like this. These guys, they never grow up.
Well, that was an overreaction.
Dude,
What?
your obsession with Crystal, it's unprofessional.
So you like her too? What? You're just trying to push me away so you can have her for yourself.
No, not at all. Crystal's, she's just a great friend, but I don't want to date her.
Whatever, man. I think Crystal and I could really have something, and I'm not letting you get in the way.
What the hell just happened?
Poor Noah was left to drink all alone.
Also left to pay the bill. How rude.
Fall of Noah Glass. Part 2.
Noah and Jack.
Hey, wait a second. Are you Noah?
Yeah, I'm Noah.
Well, you founded Odeo, right? I just did an article on you guys for TechCrunch.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I read that one.
Yeah. I'm sorry about what happened with Apple. But you should take it as a compliment. It means your idea was worth stealing.
Yeah, sure.
I'm sure you've got some other great idea you're working on.
Well, I don't. I don't know. There is one thing.
Come on, share it with me.
Well, it's called Twitter.
Twitter. I like it. No, let's get some shots over here and then let's hear what the brilliant Noah Glass is doing next.
Okay, sure.
Waiter?
1 night later.
Jack, I think I announced Twitter to the press.
You what?
I drank too much, and I told Malik about Twitter. He works for TechCrunch, but he said he'd only blog about it. And I'm so sorry, Jack.
It's okay. This could be worse, but we have to tell Ev.
Okay.
I tried to hide how furious I was, and I was livid. Noah was keeping me from Crystal and screwing up Twitter. I was done. I was done with Noah Glass.
And while Twitter is a cool idea, it is lacking any polish or real substance that would keep users involved. Despite this, founder and CEO Noah Glass says that Twitter is set to change the internet like no product has before. Founder and CEO Noah Glass.
I'm sorry, Ev, but at least the post was positive and...
You're not Twitter's CEO, and you had no right to announce this to the press. You just royally screwed up. Because of you, Twitter is being shown before it's even halfway finished. Are you trying to kill this like you did Odeo?
Ev,
No. No excuses.
Jack, I'm scared. Ev's trying to push me out of the company. He's trying to push me out of our company. Ev's gonna steal Twitter. You know what? You and we have to go start our own Twitter.
Let's just wait and see how things unfold.
Okay. And, Jack.
Yeah?
Thank you for being a good friend.
Ev, something needs to be done about Noah.
I know.
If he stays, I'm leaving. I can't work with him anymore.
I have a board meeting tomorrow. They want me to sell Odeo, and that would mean Twitter with it, but I have an idea.
What is it?
You buy out Odeo. You, Biz, and I spin out Twitter on its own. Biz will be CTO, I'll be the president, and you'll be the CEO of Twitter. No more Noah Glass.
Like Brutus to Caesar, Jack stabs Noah in the back.
May as well have been a real knife. It would have hurt less.
Years of friendship discarded. Zero empathy, little kindness.
Fall of Noah Glass.
Part 3. Noah and Ev.
Hey, Ev.
Hi, Noah. Please sit with me.
I think I'll stand.
You know that things at Odeo have been rough lately, and we've decided to take the company in a different direction. There have been some changes in staff, layoffs, and such, and these are necessary changes for the company's transition to Twitter. And that's why, with a heavy heart, I'm afraid we have to let you go.
Are you serious?
Yes.
I won't leave. This is my company, Ev. I built Odeo. I built Twitter. This was all my idea. I've given everything to this business, my company, my friends, my family. I lost my life, Ev. I gave you and my company everything. I won't leave. I can't leave. I can't leave.
I don't see a role for you moving forward. I'm sorry, Noah, but you are no longer a part of Twitter. I wish you luck in your future endeavors.
You were my best friend. What did I do to deserve this?
Goodbye, Noah.
Please, no! Leave me alone! I just wanted friends! I just wanted to do something good! Please! I just want to be happy! Hello? Anyone, please. I don't want to be alone.
Moving fast, we'll now take a 15-minute intermission. We'll see you at 8:15.
pick a random one, but then when I pick a random one, it makes me want to choose the other one in pieces.
I always go left for obvious, like, not my experience. Yeah, no one. I just always have to.
So you think that let's make it up. No problem. This was awesome. I love it. I feel like you paid for it.
I want to say that too, but I don't know. No, it's my fault. I don't know. That's the place.
Moving fast will resume in 4 minutes.
I'm not crazy.
Moving cast will be starting shortly.
What was Twitter? A question that nobody could really answer. Ask anyone on the early Twitter team and they'd all give you different answers.
The program was new and buggy, but still compelling.
It was like a skyscraper made out of paper mache. And nobody had a blueprint. We were just building and hoping it was right. Hoping it wouldn't collapse.
It's a social platform, a chance to share your day.
No, it's microblogging, hosting little blogs that add to a larger narrative.
We were building a product without really any idea of what it really was.
Frankenstein's monster of code. It seemed like there was no real direction for Twitter. Then, magic happened.
It was late at night and I was at home browsing Twitter, and I saw a tweet that said, "Dave, did anyone feel that?" And before I could even finish reading the tweet, the ground began to shake beneath my feet.
My first instinct after the earthquake was to check Twitter.
Hundreds of people were tweeting about it, each one describing how they felt it.
People were reporting damages faster than the TV, hours before the news.
15,000 tweets so far, mostly about Twitter itself. Then the earthquake happened.
Immediately, each status was a part of something bigger, a larger story than the individuals who posted them.
And it clicked. Twitter's purpose.
A view into what was happening around the world.
Connection to the larger world at breakneck speed.
Twitter was a way to see what was happening to everyone else.
Twitter was a way to share what was happening to you. And just like that, there were two different visions for what Twitter should be.
And neither of us would have guessed what it would become.
Every year, investors flock to Austin, Texas for South by Southwest. There's a chance for us to find money to take Twitter to the next level and for me to prove myself as CEO.
We knew that Twitter was special.
Though the site was still barely functional, we felt ready to show the world what made Twitter so impressive. Twitter's introduction to the world needed to be big, and South by Southwest was the perfect opportunity.
The goal was simple: get everyone to talk about Twitter.
So I had an idea. Let's put Twitter everywhere.
Jack's idea was brilliant.
We set up screens all around the convention center, where any tweets mentioning South by Southwest would appear. People would sign up just to see their names on the screen.
People could see what they tweeted.
I knew they just wanted to be a part of the larger story at South by Southwest.
It didn't matter why the screens worked. All that mattered is that they did.
Look, that's my message on the big screen. Look, it says there's a party downtown. People are over there.
Hey, that's my buddy from New York. I had no idea he was here.
Twitter was the talk of South by Southwest.
Hundreds of users signed up every hour. And when it came to award the Best Blog Startup Award, Twitter was the favorite to win.
And the South by Southwest Best Blogging Platform of the Year is none other than Twitter.
The speech is all yours.
I'd like to thank you all in 140 characters. And I just did. Thank you.
We all went to a local bar to celebrate.
And network. There were investors crawling around every corner. Jack was a couple drinks in by the time we all got there.
I just want to say how proud I am of this team. Just months ago, we were on the sinking ship of audio, and now Twitter's becoming something truly special.
To Twitter. To
Twitter. Another round. Evan Williams, Jack Dorsey.
Yes, that is us.
My name is Fred Wilson. I'm a partner at Union Square Investments. I'd like to congratulate you all on your success this evening.
Union Square? Big money, right?
That's correct. I represent investors that have been keeping a close eye on Twitter, and we're looking to make an investment somewhere in the range of $5 million.
That would put Twitter's value at over $20 million.
Yes, it would.
Damn. We're not even making money yet. Jack! Well, I'm not gonna lie to him.
No problem. We're interested in Twitter's future rather than its present. I look forward to hearing from you. Congrats again. You earned it.
Jack, you need to straighten yourself out.
$5 million.
Jack, listen to me.
What? Nothing's wrong. We're just out here drinking and having fun.
You're the CEO. You can't get drunk and embarrass yourself in front of potential investors.
Oh, get off me, Av.
Act like a CEO. Remember, you're just as replaceable as the person before you.
Okay, you know what? I think Crystal and I are gonna go back to our room.
You and Crystal?
Yeah, we've been together for a while now.
Now that's some horse.
Okay, we're done here. Go pay the tab and get sober. We'll talk about this later.
Oh, guys, come on. We're just having fun.
Nice going, Jack.
My idea. Worth $5 million. My idea. Twitter.
Money couldn't solve Twitter's problems. We were still growing faster than we could handle, operating off of ODO's old code. The system was broken. Twitter was suffering from its success. Problems were vast, challenging for any CEO. And Jack was new. So I pushed him. I pushed him hard.
We at Twitter have 4 priorities: performance, usability, efficiencies, and cost. It's time to revolutionize this company.
Maybe he could have succeeded, but things fell apart quick.
Twitter is down. It'll take hours to make the servers go back up.
They were down yesterday.
I know, but,
No buts. I don't have time for buts. Just fix it, okay?
well...
Jack, we just got a call from a third-party platform asking when the servers will be up.
Jason, does it really look like I care right now? Well, tell me, does it really matter? No, I don't care. Tell them to screw up.
Jack, you have an event at Google in an hour.
Cancel it.
This is a really big event.
Crystal, if I tell you to cancel it, cancel it! Hey, I'm sorry, guys. I'm just stressed.
It's okay.
Keep it together, Jack. You can be better than this.
Now it begins again.
Just like you did for Noah.
Jack falls too.
The fall of Jack Dorsey.
Story told in 3 parts.
Part 1.
Jack and Ev.
Yoga, sewing, drinking after work. Those things kept me grounded. Stopped me from exploding completely. They were my moments with just me.
Jack, listen to me.
What's up?
You're failing. Leaving the office early, breaking down in front of employees and at employees, and you're spending your nights partying or sewing clothes. Do you even want to be CEO?
Of course. I work really hard at Twitter. Those are just hobbies.
You don't have hobbies. You have Twitter. You have people counting on you. So act like it. You can either play dressmaker or be the CEO of Twitter. Pick one.
No. No, I'm not going out like you. Twitter is mine. I am proud to announce that Twitter has just secured its next round of funding, raising $15 million. Twitter is now worth over $100 million. We've taken the next step toward making Twitter the #1 social media platform. I'd like to introduce the two men who made this all possible. First, a big thanks to Bijan Sabet and Spark Capital for leading this round of funding. Secondly, I'd like to thank Fred Wilson and Union Square Ventures for their continued investment and support in Twitter's vision of the internet. We are pioneers, creating a better vision of the internet and the world. We should be proud of the work being done here, and I thank you for your commitment to Twitter's mission. I look forward to our future together.
Something was different about Jack.
Very different.
But what was it? It's not the lack of a nose ring.
Or the change in the outfit.
This Jack was like a different person.
Maybe it was the way he walked.
The new, confident way he talked.
This Jack was different.
He was no longer the nerdy, oblivious, quiet Jack we all knew. This was a new Jack. CEO Jack Dorsey.
It didn't matter how much Jack changed, Twitter was falling apart and something had to be done about it. Second round of funding wasn't just about funding Twitter's continued operation. It was also about regaining control. I was ready to remove Jack from his position as CEO and perhaps remove him from Twitter entirely.
Ed came to me before the second round of funding with a list of complaints about Mr. Dorsey. I was under the impression that Jack was a competent and visionary leader. At least that's what I had been convinced of when I first invested in Twitter.
I convinced Fred that Jack was not an effective CEO, but I was not able to convince him to remove Jack from his position. I needed more support, and I found it as Twitter acquired more funding.
Ev and I were already friends with his blog days. Mr. Dorsey was not a fan when I first proposed my investment, but warmed up to the idea as we talked money.
With Bijan on Twitter's board, I was back in charge, and the timing couldn't have been more perfect, as Fred and Bijan had front-row seats to Jack's self-destructive attempts at leadership.
Rattle, I'm sure you know why I've asked you here today.
Roommate?
We're taking Twitter in a different direction, and we don't see a role for you going forwards. You'll be given a significant severance along with 2 months' pay.
For all I did for you, this is how you repay me?
As I said, we're thankful for the work that you've done at Twitter so far.
I built Twitter. I wrote all that code. Good luck finding someone who can put it together like I can.
Once again, we're moving in a different direction.
What happened to you, Jack? You're one of them.
We're done here, Rabble. Thank you.
And you're alone, sitting on your hoard of money and power. I hope you look around and realize you did it all to yourself.
In an attempt to exert control over Twitter, Jack fired the only person who understood Twitter's code inside and out. His attempts to fix things were only making it worse.
Working to grow Twitter, I organized the acquisition of our main competitor, Summarize. We incorporated the Summarize team into Twitter's team, including their chief technology officer, Greg Pass, and his team of expert engineers.
Mr. Greg Pass, welcome to the Twitter team.
Thank you. I'm excited to be here.
Well, I've been thinking, since we don't have any real leadership here on the engineering team, that you could run all of it.
No leadership. Okay.
And you should run operations too.
I'm flattered, Jack, but I don't have any experience with operations.
That's okay. I'm sure there's no one who could do it better than you can.
Well, thank you for the opportunity.
What the hell, Jack?
What?
You can't just put someone in charge of engineering and operations without discussing it with me or the board.
I put a competent person in a position he'll succeed in. There's nothing wrong with that.
No tech leadership? You made Twitter look incompetent.
I made an executive decision for the company. That's what CEOs do.
Who said you could make management decisions on your own?
You! You did! You told me to step up and be CEO, and that's exactly what I'm doing. Evan, shut up and get out of my way.
Jack was acting strange. I called Fred Bijan the next day to deal with the situation.
He started by talking to Twitter's other management.
We wanted to have a full understanding of Jack's job as CEO and see what others thought of his leadership.
Hi, Jason. It's good to hear from you.
Hi, Mr. Wilson. I mean Fred. What can I do for you?
Well, I'd just like to ask you a few questions about Jack.
Sure, I'd be happy to answer some questions.
Excellent. So how do you feel about Jack?
Jack's a great guy, a good friend.
I like Jack. He's been good to me, and he's a fine boss.
What do you think about his leadership style? How do you feel he's been doing as CEO?
Well, he's a bit in over his head sometimes.
I love Jack. He's trying his best here, but he's a bit like a gardener who's been made president. Out of his league.
I see. Well, Biz, thank you for your time.
You're welcome.
Thanks for your help, Mr. Goldman.
Of course. Thank you.
It has become clear to us that it's time for us to find a new role for Jack at Twitter.
Or let go of him entirely.
We'd like to act on this immediately. There's little time to waste.
We'll inform management that you'll be taking over as CEO while we come up with a new position for Mr. Dorsey.
I hate that it has to come to this. Thank you both.
No, I won't let you do it. You fire Jack, I'll quit.
Would you two give me and Biz a minute?
Of course.
What the hell are you doing?
I'm not letting Twitter get torn apart anymore.
Would you... Biz, Twitter needs real leadership. Do you think I want to do this?
If you force Jack out, you'll tear this company in two. We're already falling apart, and I will not let you make this worse than it already is. There are still those of us at Twitter who love and believe in Jack and will not let you make him another Noah.
Why, Biz? We're friends, aren't we?
Yeah, but Jack is my friend too. And friends don't stab each other in the back. Just doing what's right.
Okay. We'll give Jack a chance.
Thank you, Ev. You're doing the right thing.
It was bad enough to get rid of Jack. I couldn't lose Biz too. But Jack managed to find a way to make the whole situation worse.
By phone calls, closed-door meetings, employees pulled aside. I have to be blind to miss that something was wrong, but I thought it was about Twitter's problems and not me. So, I invited Ev over to dinner in an attempt to understand, and I realized that what Ev saw wrong at Twitter was me. So I took action before he could. Do you want to be CEO? Do you?
Well, with rising costs, the lack of hiring, and the chaos.
You're not answering the question. Tell me if you want to be CEO. I'm not leaving here until you do. I don't want to work under a cloud.
Yes, I want to be CEO. Twitter, you know, I have experience running a company, and that's what Twitter needs right now.
Fine. We're doing this immediately. I want to tell the management team tomorrow.
Jack had just given me everything I wanted and didn't even put up a fight.
Fred and Bijan, Twitter's chairman is attempting to take control of the chief executive position of Twitter, an attempt to take control of the company. I appreciate the constant vigilance from the board and our investors and look forward to this issue being resolved immediately. Sincerely, CEO Jack Dorsey.
Then Jack painted me as the rogue chairman attempting to take over the company. That morning, before we announced the change, we both received calls.
Hello?
Jack!
Hello, Ev.
Look, we heard what's going on, and
We don't want you to do anything yet.
just hold off for now.
Jen and I will fly out there next week,
We'll meet with both of you and the management team.
and we'll sort this whole thing out.
Well, thank you for your patience.
And we'll talk later.
Goodbye.
They said yes, and hold off for now. It dawned on me that there were larger forces at work than just Ed, Fred, and Bijan. Maybe even Jason and Biz were out to get me. By the time the board met a week later, I was anticipating the worst.
We're giving you 3 months.
A chance to turn things around and take control of the company.
Be the leader that Twitter needs.
Okay? 3 months. That's more than enough time.
That's good to hear, Jack. You have our full confidence.
Thank you. I'm looking forward to these next 3 months.
Jack was going to fail.
Surrounded by his crumbling company,
Jack took it on the only person who did nothing wrong.
and finally broke.
Fall of Jack Dorsey.
A story told in 3 parts. Part 2, Jack and Crystal. Hey, Jack. I have those reports you asked for. I'll just put them here. Are you all right?
What do you think?
Is there anything I can do?
No. There's nothing you can do other than shut up.
I'm sorry.
No. You're not sorry. You're not sorry. Do you have any idea what I've given up for this company? I've given Twitter everything, and you people can't even seem to do your jobs.
Jack, I was just trying to help.
No. No, you're just like Ed and the rest of this company, all out to get me. Well, Twitter is mine, and I'm not going anywhere. Crystal, what happened? What's wrong?
Jason, it's Jack. He just blew up at me and stormed off. I was scared.
Hey, I'm sure he was just having a rough day. Come on, let's go home.
A rough day? Jason, he's not right anymore. I don't know what happened, but that's not Jack.
Well, there's nothing we can do about that. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Really, Jason? You're just going to excuse how he's been treating people? The way he yells at them, you're just gonna let him keep doing this?
Nothing I can do.
That's not true and you know it. You're one of the guys. You're in charge. As long as you have a responsibility, you have to act. You have a responsibility to be better. So, be better.
Jack was my friend. I really loved Jack, but I couldn't make excuses for him any longer. Can't have to hold each other accountable. But that doesn't mean it was easy.
Jason, you asked to see me?
Yeah, it's about Jack. He has to go. I was working myself to death every single day. No yoga class, no sewing machine. First person in the office every morning, the last to leave at night. Breathing Twitter. But it was never enough for Mr. Evan Williams, founder of Blogger, tech extraordinaire. Nothing was ever good enough. First, he came for Noah. He used Noah, and when he wasn't good enough anymore, Ev threw him out. Then he came for me. He turned everyone against me. Fred and Bijan on the board, Jason and Biz, Crystal. The truth is, you're alone in this world. You can't trust anybody. The only person you can trust, the one person you can rely on is yourself. Everyone's greedy, selfish, only looking out for themselves and willing to do whatever it takes to win. Especially here in this god-awful valley. The truth is, you're alone. You're alone. You're alone. We're all alone. You can do everything right and still lose. I love Twitter. I made Twitter. Twitter is mine. I couldn't let them take that from me. I was going to fight for Twitter, and I fought like hell.
Jack went ballistic. He was tearing Twitter apart in a last-ditch attempt.
Why are we building an elections page? What is Jack doing? Why would we add users when we can't even keep the servers up?
Should I write a press release for this? I don't even know what this is.
I've literally been here for 1 month! Why am I in charge of tech? I haven't had dinner with my family since I started working at this cursed company! I hardly see my children. It's like I'm forgetting their faces!
Is Jack trying to destroy Twitter? Because if so, he's doing an excellent job.
Well, Jack and Ev spent all their time fighting everyone. They were letting Twitter burn down around them.
Usage numbers are up like crazy. Over 1.4 million users online now. Servers are going down.
Why, Lord? Why? Why would you let any program like this exist? It's like it was made by Satan himself!
What is Jack doing? He's broken.
I made a new Twitter elections page. Looks nice, right?
Please, fucker. Just set me free.
Oh, Greg, you're hilarious.
Ev, do something!
I'm not waiting another darn minute. We have to do something about Jack.
Fire and be done with it.
I'm not so sure. He's probably just having a rough moment right now.
A rough moment? He's tearing Twitter apart at the seams.
Ev, this is no time for sympathy.
What if he goes to Facebook? We have to do something to make sure that doesn't happen. It'll look terrible if the founder of Twitter goes to the competition.
He's not going to go to Facebook. Everybody in the Valley is starry-eyed by Zuckerberg, but Jack's not going to go work there.
He could. We should give him a different position, like director of products, or chairman, or any other role, just to make sure he doesn't run off to the competition.
Ev, what has gotten into you? A few weeks ago, you wanted Jack dead, and now you're defending him?
Something's wrong. This isn't like Jack. I know him too well. We can't fire him. There are people that still enjoy working with him.
So we let him keep screwing us? Sit here and whine and coach Twitter?
No. You know what we have to do. It's risky, but I don't think we have any other choice. Now is not the time for you to grow a heart. You're in charge, and Jack has to go. It isn't personal, it's just business.
Okay, let's do this.
You've been busy lately. Have you slept more than a few hours?
No,
Missed you?
I'm sorry. Twitter, it's a mess. Firing Jack.
Wow, why?
Jack, he lost it. Can't handle the job.
Who'll be in charge? I thought you were done with all that.
I'll take over as Twitter CEO. I don't have a choice. They need competent leadership.
Of course you have a choice. Evan!
No, I don't. Twitter needs me. I have to be there.
Just never enough, is it? Mr. CEO, Evan Williams, saves the day again. No. Do what you need to do. I'll be here if you ever care. I'll be alone here. If you ever feel like coming home.
Hi, Jack. Why for breakfast Wednesday morning at 7:45 a.m. at the Clift Hotel. Let me know if that works for you.
Of course. I'll see you both then.
And this is how it ends.
A waste of potential.
I wish it had gone differently.
The fall of Jack Dorsey.
Story told in 3 parts.
Part 3. Jack alone. Do you want to tell us why we're meeting you at your house at 8 in the morning?
Jack's out. The board met. This is the final decision. They want me to be CEO, and Jack will become chairman. We're just telling you right now. Today will be his last day.
Good morning, Jack. Please, take a seat.
Good morning. Thanks for inviting me.
Yeah, of course. So how's it going?
Well, it's...
Jack, we're making Ev CEO.
Could you say that again?
We're making Ev CEO. You're getting a passive chairman role. You'll have a silent board seat. Your seat will belong to Ev, along with the voting rights. You'll be the company mascot, but without decision-making power. You should call a lawyer.
What? When did this happen? Come on. What the hell? What happened?
So this isn't just my decision. The board wants a new leader, and it was either me or an outside CEO. In the end, I just made the most sense.
Don't lie to me. You made this decision.
Jack, he lost it. I have experience as a CEO. I was the obvious choice.
Biz, this is for the best.
What the hell, Jason? Are you in on this?
Calm down, Biz.
No, I won't calm down. Have you even spoken to Jack yet?
The board's with him right now.
No, Ev. Have you spoken to him?
You know, you're really good. You're a founder of this company and we really believe in your vision, so we want you to stick around.
This is effective immediately, Jack. It has to be.
But what about the 3 months? We're going on all cylinders and the election is coming
You
up.
won't be getting all of your stock options back as you have not fully vested. We'll be taking some of them back. But because we like you, you're getting more than you deserve.
But what about my 3 months? You said it's done, Jack.
I get that this is what's best for the company, but I just wish we would have known first. Not the man you used to be, Ev.
So you heard.
Ev told us this morning. I'm not telling the rest of the company yet. So sorry, Jack.
What do you think I should do?
I think you should come by and talk to Ev and figure out what to say.
I know Ev is behind this whole biz. It's a coup.
You don't know that.
I'm going to tell the whole company what happened. I'm going to tell them that Ev used me and threw me out of Twitter because he wanted to be in control. Just like Noah.
No, you can't do that. This is about Twitter and all the people that work there. This isn't about you and Ev. This is bigger than that.
Fine. Let's go talk to Ev. What the hell?
I'm sorry, these things aren't easy.
No! It's not easy when you go behind someone's back to have them thrown out of their own company. You had the opportunity to tell me exactly what you wanted me to do. Exactly what I was supposed to be. But instead, you went behind my back.
Jack, please, calm down.
No, I'm not calming down. You know what? I don't think it's right that you took my stock away. This is my company. You can't just take my stock away.
We're not taking anything away. You haven't fully vested to earn yet, Jack. We're actually giving you more than you deserve.
You're giving me more than I deserve? Please, you people are screwing me and you know it. This is my company. I put so much more into it than you have.
This isn't your company. It's done. This isn't personal, Jack.
How could this not be personal?
It's just business.
the board has decided, and I agree, that I will be stepping down as CEO. Ev will take over. I will miss you all very much. I will still be around as executive chairman, involved in Twitter's larger picture. I thank you for the opportunity to have been your CEO. It was the pleasure of a lifetime.
Thank you, everyone. I look forward to being Twitter's new CEO. I know some of you felt like you don't know who to go to for leadership. I can tell you now that Twitter has one leader. I'm very much looking forward to this chapter in Twitter's story. Thank you.
See, Twitter and Facebook make sense for each other. Together, we could change the world, connect people, and make billions of dollars. And if you choose not to sell Twitter, Facebook will build products that move in your direction. So, what do you say? A union of Facebook and Twitter?
I'd say yes, Mr. Zuckerberg. It just makes sense. But I'm no longer the CEO of Twitter.
You're not?
No, I'm not. I can't help you with the acquisition at all, unfortunately.
Are you sure there is nothing we can do? I bet there is something we can do.
I don't think there's anything that we can do.
Huh. Well, we'll be in touch. The door is over there.
Okay. Thanks for having me. Your offices are incredible.
Yes.
Okay.
Could someone get me in touch with whoever's in charge of Twitter now?
I was CEO now, and it was time for a few things to change. Ladies and gentlemen, I am proud to announce that Twitter has completed its third round of funding. We would like to give a great welcome to our new member of the board, Mr. Peter Fenton.
Hey, did you hear that Ev let Ashton Kutcher invest? What's Ev doing letting celebrities invest in Twitter? We're not some trendy company for famous people to throw money at.
I don't know. I like Ashton. He's very personable. Besides, now I can tell people I'm friends with a celebrity.
Oh, come on. He's an actor. He's not a real investor.
Ev, Jack, let me give you some advice. Let it go. Ev is the boss now. Just accept his decisions or else burn out real quick.
Thank you all for being here. First things first, I'd like to talk about Twitter's election page. After consulting with the team, we decided the elections page is the wrong approach for Twitter. Averaging only 35,000 page views, most of the tweets are only high school jokes rather than serious punditry. I don't think we need tweets calling Sarah Palin a smilf. Should be on the Twitter's main page. I'm sure you all agree. Well, with that out of the way, let's talk about how we plan to fix the many problems at Twitter.
First day, and Ev was already removing me from the company. Not just in name and title, but also my ideas. But he couldn't just remove me from the company. Ev had to remove me from Twitter's history entirely. As Twitter grew bigger and bigger, Ev became less of a CEO and more of a celebrity.
My guest tonight is the brilliant CEO and founder of that company everyone has been talking about. Please welcome Twitter's very own Evan Williams. It's great to have you on the show.
Thank you for having me.
The world is obsessed with your little blue bird. There are millions of people on Twitter, and you are being called one of the geniuses of your generation. It must feel incredible to see your little idea make the world by storm.
It is certainly a strange and thrilling experience. I'm just incredibly proud of the work that our team and my co-founders have done to make Twitter what it is today. We are changing the world.
I was being erased from Twitter's history. F was everywhere. He was on Oprah, The Tonight Show, the cover of Wired magazine. They were all calling him the genius founder of Twitter. I'm the genius founder of Twitter, not Ev.
Ed, we have some incredible news for you. The results from 10's most influential people have officially been released. You and Twitter are the runner-ups for Time's most influential person of 2009.
That was supposed to be me. Twitter was my idea, my company. Ev was stealing it from me. I was the most influential person. I was the genius.
Thank you, I'm honored. Thank you.
I went to that Times 100 dinner with Ed and Biz, and well, they sat right next to the stage at the same table as Michelle Obama. I sat in the back next to Barbara Walters. One moment, I was the CEO of Twitter, and the next I was a nobody. I realized that if I didn't do something, I would end up just like Noah. Sad, lonely, and forgotten. I had to fight.
Ah, welcome, Ev and Biz.
Hi. Should we, close the door or leave it open?
Yes.
Yes, we should close it, or yes, we should leave it open?
Yes. Well, I'll keep it simple. Combining Twitter's functionality with Facebook's systems and pre-grown database would make us all very successful. Together, we could change the world, connect people, and make billions of dollars. If not, Facebook will design products that move in Twitter's directions. But you'd rather not do that.
Huh. Yeah, we'd rather you not do that either.
What do you think your evaluation is right now? Throw out a number.
500 million.
That is a big number.
That's what we believe Twitter's worth.
Okay, then we can make that work. Facebook would be willing to acquire Twitter for 500 million. What do you say?
No, thank you very much, but Twitter would like to stay independent.
Okay then, thank you for coming. The door is over there.
We're aware.
Hello, Jack. This is Mark. I'm afraid you won't be joining us at Twitter, at Facebook. I'm sorry and wish you luck on all of your future endeavors. Goodbye. Those Twitter guys are weird.
If Ev was going to kick me out, then I was going to make his life a living hell.
I'm here with the founder of Twitter, Jack Dorsey, to ask him about Twitter's creation. Jack, how did all this start?
I had an idea and I brought it to my team. They liked the idea and we worked like hell to put it out into the world.
And now your dream is really changing.
Let's advance the sound of Jack through the company.
I'm gonna shut Jack up outside of it.
Welcome to the TechCrunch Disrupt podcast. I'm Mo Malik here with Mr. Jack Dorsey, the founder of Twitter.
We thought, how much harm could Jack do with a few little interviews?
Thanks for having me on, Owen.
Turns out, Jack could do a lot of damage. And quickly.
You know, Twitter is my idea and it's like a child to me. I see it being a world-changing technology where 140 characters can spark a revolution. And Twitter is committed to that goal of freeing information and communication.
It's good to know that we have people like you behind these companies.
Biz, Jason, did you see Jack's TechCrunch article this weekend?
No, what's wrong with it?
Founder and visionary behind Twitter, Jack Dorsey says that Twitter is committed to securing the free flow of information on its platform. Founder and visionary? He hardly works here anymore.
Well, all press is good press. It's not like he's really affecting anything.
And if it's a problem, we could always ask TechCrunch to edit the article.
No, we need to stay focused.
Right now, Twitter is in the process of developing a news page to keep users updated on global happenings and allow them to comment on news as it's happening.
We are not developing a news page. Where did they get that idea?
Do we need a press release for this?
I don't know, but now people are expecting a news page. Do we get started on that?
It's like every time I looked, Jack had said something else to screw us over.
While Jack was actively pissing off Ev, he was also pursuing another idea.
A big idea.
First, I revolutionized the flow of information and connection online. Now, I plan to revolutionize the flow of money. Introducing Square, the mobile payments company. Now, any business anywhere can accept credit cards. Square is democratizing business and changing commerce forever.
Jack was quickly changing the game. Very quickly.
He was turning things upside down, working behind Ev's back like Ev once did to him.
Jack had learned a valuable lesson about having friends on the board. So, he decided to make some friends.
When I first joined Twitter, I was unaware of anything that had happened between Ev and Jack. As far as I was aware, Jack had really just moved to a new position to focus on product. I never really suspected any foul play. And then I went to my first board meeting and something was off. Every time Ev said something, the whole board would turn to look at Jack, who had a look of murder on his face. It felt like I had walked onto a crime scene and I was the only one who couldn't see the blood. Hey Jason, you mind if I ask about something?
Yeah, of course. What's going on?
Well, the board meeting I just had was very strange. Did something happen between Ev and Jack? They had some weird tension going on.
Wait, you don't know what happened?
No. What happened?
Well, basically, Jack doesn't even work here anymore. Ev fired him and kicked him out of the company.
Oh my god. But he's still on the board?
It's a silent seat. Ev took away his voting rights and a lot of stock, too.
That's seriously messed up.
Yeah, well, it's kind of old news now.
Jack was working fast. Too fast for anyone else at Twitter to notice.
We were all so focused on fixing Twitter's problems that we didn't even notice the trap that Jack was laying for Ev.
Jack. Hi.
Oh, hi. Peter, right?
Yeah. Mind if I take a seat?
Be my guest.
Thanks.
Can I help you with anything?
Well, I just had a conversation with Jason, and he told me about something that just did not sit right with me. So, I had to come and ask you, what happened between you and Ev?
I was betrayed by a man that I thought was my friend. Ev wants control and doesn't care about anyone but himself. Twitter was my idea, and he couldn't handle someone else getting credit. He pushed me out, and he wasted no time removing my ideas from the company, taking it in a bad new direction.
I had no idea about any of this.
Not Ev's first time either. He got rid of our first CEO, Noah, before me. Evan Williams is power-hungry and dangerous. All that matters to him is his ego.
Jack, listen to me closely. What Ev did to you is wrong. I will not rest until you're back in the company.
Really? It would be great to have your support.
Yes, you were the founder of this company, and I will not rest until you're back at Twitter.
That sounds wonderful.
Not only that, you're going to make Ev pay. You can pay for what he did to you, Noah, and every other employee at Twitter. With me?
Yeah, I'm with you. Let's make Ev pay.
I'm sure you weren't expecting this.
But these things come in threes.
And now it's Ev's turn to fall.
The fall of Evan Williams.
A story told in 3 parts.
Part 1.
Ev and the board.
Okay, let's get this meeting started. Has anyone seen Jack?
He said he was busy at Square today, couldn't make it in for the meeting.
Well, that's okay. He wasn't really needed. So what's first on today's agenda?
Well, Twitter has grown a lot over the past few months, including the hiring of many new employees, and the board thinks it is time to hire some new executives.
We would like to hire a chief operations officer, but held off searching until we discuss the matter with you.
Yes, of course. Twitter has grown quite substantially, and I can't run the company all on my own. The new COO would be greatly appreciated.
That's good to hear. We've put Peter in charge of the hiring process. He already has a few candidates lined up.
Excellent. I look forward to meeting them. So what's next on the agenda?
Well, first I would like to say you have been doing a wonderful job here. Costs are down, servers are staying online, and Twitter is growing rapidly. Even company morale seems to have increased since you took over as CEO.
Thank you. I've been working hard to fix things around here.
And we've noticed. I'm sure you are aware that the company is operating at a loss. You've presented no clear plan to monetize the platform, and you've been very hesitant to raise Twitter's next round of funding. We need you to make some decisions. Twitter's business growth is slowing.
What Peter's suggesting is for you to have a CEO mentor to help you better make decisions.
A CEO coach? I don't think so. That will not be necessary.
Come on, Ev, hear us out. We're not just talking about any mentor. We're talking about the coach, Bill Campbell.
I'm still not interested.
Ev, Campbell is the real deal. He's coached Eric Schmidt, Larry and Sergey, and Steve Jobs. He is a motivational legend. At least have a meeting with him.
Okay, fine. I'll meet with him.
Good. Thank you, Ev. Well, I think that's everything for now. I look forward to meeting our new COO.
Twitter was growing, and those mostly seemed like things that had to happen as the company grew. I wasn't paying attention to who was recommending me a coach, who was doing our CEO search, and who was running the board meetings. I didn't see the things shifting around me. Now I had new distractions in my life.
Evan Williams?
Yeah?
My name's Coach Campbell, but you're gonna call me Coach. Do you understand me?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes. Coach?
Good. Now Peter tells me you've been having some troubles around here lately, so he called me and straightened his body to make you a real man. Do you understand me?
Yes, Coach.
Good. Now tell me, are you a CEO or are you a baby?
Am I what?
A baby! CEOs make money, babies don't. CEOs make decisions. Babies can't decide what toy to play with. You need that board to tell you which toy to play with. You need them to make your decisions for you.
No, I can make my decisions.
Now are you a little baby wearing your diapers, poop your pants? You need the board to wipe your butt for you, huh?
No, I can wipe my own butt.
Yes, you sure as hell can, because you're a CEO, not a little baby. Are you the CEO of Twitter?
Yes, I'm CEO of Twitter.
You're very good at it, so it's good to meet you, and I hope we can work together in the future. Have a great rest of your day.
Yo, are you good? That was terrifying.
Biz, I never felt more alive. That was absolutely incredible.
Okay then.
Oh, hi, Peter. I just had that meeting with Coach Campbell. You weren't kidding. That man is incredible.
I'm glad you think so. I would like to introduce you to another incredible man. Ev, meet Dick Costello.
It's great to meet you. I'm a big fan of you and all that you've done with Twitter.
Thank you.
Dick used to be a comedian, but he shifted into tech management about a decade or so ago.
I was just too funny for Saturday Night Live, and I was one of the few old people who saw the power of the internet. I know you know that power too.
Yes, I do.
Dick is our top candidate for the operating officer position, and he's uniquely qualified. We'll go ahead with extensive interviews, introduce him to the rest of the team, but I think he's the perfect match.
I can't wait to meet everyone here. I'd love nothing more than to be part of making history with this company.
It was all so fast. All of a sudden, I had a coach and a candidate for COO, and I was CEO of the biggest company in the valley. I was terrified. I mean, sure, I'd done this all before, but blogger never got that big. It was just me, and I wasn't sure how to handle Twitter. Or other things.
When it all falls apart,
Lose everything you've worked so hard for.
You begin to realize that some things are worth falling for.
Fall of Evan Williams.
a story told in 3 parts. Part 2, Ev, and Sarah.
Ev. Ev. Ev.
Sarah, I'm sorry, honey. I'm just tired and lost in these emails.
It's all late, Ev. Come to bed.
I will soon. I have a few more things I need to finish up.
Ev, I have something to tell you.
Oh, what's up, honey?
You're going to be a father.
A what?
I'm pregnant, Ev. We're going to be parents.
Oh my god. Oh my god. A father. I was going to be a father. I've always been terrified of making big decisions. I had to have control, but now I was going to be a father. Right then and there, I committed to a big decision. I decided to be a great father and a great CEO. We hired Dick right away. I trusted him to hold the fort while I became a dad. I'm not sure I regret hiring him, but it certainly changed everything.
People of Twitter, I'm glad to take the stage again. This time, instead of comedy, I'm taking the global stage as the Chief Operating Officer of Twitter. And to celebrate, I'd like to send my very first tweet with all of you here today. Dick, first full day as Twitter COO. Task number 1, undermine CEO, consolidate power.
Quickly, the tide began to turn.
Jack, what road?
Who is Jack Dorsey? He's the genius founder of Twitter, Square, and he's one of the biggest visionaries of Silicon Valley.
Jack Dorsey is the next Steve Jobs. The founder of Twitter is the new king of Silicon Valley.
Jack Dorsey is a Twitter mastermind, founder of a company valued at over $1 billion.
Jack Dorsey is a superstar. He returned to his hometown of St. Louis last week to receive with Kansas City and throw out the first pitcher at the Cardinals game.
So, Jack Dorsey, how'd you do it?
I had an idea, and I made it a reality.
We have to do something about Jack.
Why? He's giving Twitter plenty of good press.
He's not in charge of the company and he hardly knows what he's talking about.
He's not doing us any harm.
Besides, it would be worse to tarnish Jackson and make Twitter look bad.
Just stay focused on Twitter. There's plenty to take care of right here.
Okay. It's time to give Twitter a facelift. A complete redesign of the entire platform. Biz, Gavin, and I will head the redesign. We're going to make Twitter the best looking site on the internet.
I just got a call from Verizon. They want to talk to you about the SMS deal. It doesn't sound good.
Figure it out, I'm busy.
Ev, Snoop Dogg's downstairs asking to speak with you.
I can't.
Ed, you haven't responded to the board's emails at all. What is going on with you?
They're busy with the redesign. Talk later.
We'd like to talk now.
Sorry, I can't.
Ed, I've secured a $25 million deal with Google and Microsoft. Our tweets are going to be all over their search engines. Cool. Just cool? It's $25 million. Ed, it's the first bit of money Twitter has ever made.
Sorry, I'm busy. Talk later.
Evan, please call me back. It's really late and we have an ultrasound appointment tomorrow. Please get home soon.
Hi, Ev, the engineering team just put together a whole plan to redo Twitter's backend. Just need your go-ahead.
I'm sorry, I can't talk right now.
Ev, this is kind of important. Really need to meet with you.
Don't you see I'm busy, Greg? Please, just save it for later.
Hey, Jack.
Oh. Hi, Greg.
I haven't seen you in a while.
Yeah, I need your help.
What's up?
I have no direction at Twitter, and I don't know where the company's going. Ev is unresponsive, and it takes forever to make any decisions. I need your help.
That's a problem. If you've spoken to Ev and it's not going anywhere, you need to go to the board. Talk to Fenton, talk to Bijin, to Fred. Tell them about your concerns.
Okay? Okay, I will.
And Greg, I'm on your side here. You're a good man.
Thank you, Jack. Thanks.
It was better than I ever could have imagined. Ed wasn't taking Twitter in the wrong direction. He was taking it in no direction at all. Things were finally shifting, and Ed was finally being seen for the leader he always had been.
Ev, we need a decision on TweetDeck. If we don't purchase them now, it'll be a pain in our butts and a competitor for a decade. You need to make a decision.
I need more time. This is a big decision.
We've given you plenty of time for this and for many other things, but you're out of time. We can't keep stalling on these things.
Fine. Buy TweetDeck. Or don't. There are more important things to focus on than this.
You can't go on like this.
He's not acting like a CEO anymore. He's hardly acting at all. He's CEO, and we need him to be in charge.
Besides, he's focusing on minor things that are my job. I should be focused on the big picture.
Let's see if Coach can get some sense in there.
You're in the big leagues, Ev. You're in the big leagues, and you gotta be a big boy. Are you a big boy, Ev?
I don't care, Coach. Not to be rude, but I'm not focused on making this a good service. Not $1 billion company. If you want that, go to Facebook.
Okay. I'll talk to you later, Ev. You gotta get rid of this guy. He's lost it. He doesn't even want to make money anymore.
Dick. What brings you to my offices?
Well, Jack, the board's been talking. I have this feeling as a CEO, and it's time some changes are made around Twitter. Put simply, we want you back in the company.
That's the best news I've ever heard.
Good. Ev is going to be removed as CEO of Twitter. I will take over as interim CEO of the company, and then you'll return to Twitter and take CEO in a few months' time. Do you agree?
Yeah. I'll be happy to have my old job back.
Move fast and break things. That's the unofficial motto of Silicon Valley. Mark Zuckerberg first said it, but we were all living by it before he said it. It was always more important to have the product done than perfect. Mistakes could be fixed later, and all faults forgiven in the name of innovation. For all these companies that made the world what it is today, speed was everything. If you didn't move fast enough, someone would change the world before you did. I was always moving. Never slowing down. Didn't matter what things were broken, even if we were breaking people. I thought we were doing good things at Twitter. I believed we were making the world a better place. I'm not so sure anymore. It's hard to do your best when everything around you is happening so fast. I became a father, and I was hardly there to see my son grow up. I was a celebrity. I was one of the Silicon Valley titans of industry, but really, I was a scared nerd trying to change the world. I think I owe you all an apology. We were byproducts of time, getting rich off of all of you, and you made me who I am today. You made Twitter, and Google, and Facebook, and all of the rest of what we are. And we moved fast, and we never stopped and wondered what we were breaking. And for that, I'm sorry.
And now, it ends.
Ev's time as CEO is over.
Strange. I almost feel bad for him.
Fall All Evan Williams.
Story told in 3 parts. Final part. Ev and Noah.
Ev, this is going to be hard. We are going to have a hard conversation.
Okay, Coach. About?
The board wants you to step down from the chairman role.
What do you mean?
The board is going to make Dick CEO. They want you to step down.
Oh, you're being serious. I'm confused. What are you talking about? I don't understand what you're talking about.
The board doesn't want you to be CEO. They want you to step down. You know, it's these New York investors, and they want the company in their hands. And as you know...
Do you agree with them?
Oh, well, you know, they're the board.
Do you agree with them? Are you for it too?
You poop Twitter's pants.
Get out.
Hey man, I'm really sorry. You are a great CEO and we want you to stay on in a product advisory role. But Twitter needs a new type of CEO who can focus on revenue and take Twitter public.
But Bijan, I'm the CEO to take Twitter public. That's my job.
You know what, Ev? I'll put it to you bluntly. You've been a terrible CEO with no product sense. The new website design is garbage, and you've taken Twitter in a very wrong direction.
What are you talking about? Where is this coming from? Every time I give a product presentation to the board, you were like, yeah, this is awesome. I know we weren't executing it well, but I really don't know. How can you do this to the founder of a company?
I never considered you a founder of Twitter. Jack founded Twitter.
What are you talking about? You fired Jack. This is insane. This is insane.
This is not a discussion. You will no longer be Twitter CEO.
What the hell, Dick? I trusted you.
F, I'm sorry. I had no idea what was going on. You've been a wonderful CEO, and what the board is doing to you, it's horse crap.
Then do something about it.
I'm sorry, F, but you know that's not up to me. I'll vote to keep you, but if the board wants you out, you're out.
So sorry, Ev. I just heard the news.
What they're doing to you, it's just wrong.
Please, fight for me, guys. They can't do this to me.
Ev, there's nothing we can do. Hands are tied.
At this point, one thing I've learned is that I accept it. It's just business.
Jason, please talk to me. I know something's wrong.
It's nothing. I'm just tired.
Jason.
They're firing F.
What? Why?
They fired him today. I don't really know why. Something about him being a poor decision maker. It's awful. Can't tell anyone. Telling the rest of Twitter tomorrow.
I'm sorry, Jason. But honestly, this is for the best.
What? What do you mean?
Jason, they're all the same. It doesn't matter if it's Noah, Ev, or Jack. They all end up the same in the end.
No. That's not true. They're good people.
Look at how they treated me. You know how hard I've worked. And they never once looked at me like I was an equal.
We're trying to fix that. You know that.
But those boys wouldn't let you fix it. Let it go, Jason. Justice is finally holding them accountable. Only when we've all faced the consequences, we finally make things better.
You're my friends. This shouldn't have happened.
If they're really your friends, and you truly think that they can be better, then let them face their actions. If they're really good people, they'll change.
the last person I expect to get a text from. I mean, you're lucky I was in town, so I don't really come around these parts much more.
Where do you live now?
I'm in LA. I work in film.
Really? Do you like it?
I love it. It's much more me.
You're not stuttering.
Yeah, I got some help with that. I just learned to slow down and let go.
Noah, are you happy?
Yeah, I'm the happiest I've ever been.
I'm sorry about all those years ago. What I did to you was wrong.
It's okay, Ev. I forgive you. When I look back on those days, all I see is a lonely person looking for love in all the wrong places. I was never meant to be a CEO or found a company. As for guys like you and Jack, I just wanted to do something that made me less alone. But you can't find that in a company or with any money. And you sure as hell can't find it online. I learned that the hard way. Once I left Silicon Valley, I discovered the real cure to loneliness. And it's quite obvious. It's other people. I slowed down, found love, and I got married. You can't do that on the internet. I'm a father now, Ev. Can you even believe that? I mean, I have a wonderful daughter. Her name's Oceana. And she's just the most wonderful thing in the world. Every day I just wake up and I'm glad to be alive.
Oh, it's good to see you again.
It's good to see you too, Ev.
I love you, Twitter. You've given me so much. You've given me everything. But I will no longer be your CEO. I wish you all the best.
Ev didn't stay at Twitter long.
And neither did a lot of the employees. A lot of things changed once Jack returned.
By the time Jack returned as CEO, about half of Twitter's staff had been replaced, and the company had grown beyond our expectations.
Biz and I were some of the first let go. I think they thought we were just too loyal to Ed.
But it's okay. Jason and I did just fine for ourselves. I got rich as hell off Twitter.
Twitter gave me the love of my life.
Jason and I got married.
We're still together to this day.
I'm still at Twitter. The only one left besides Jack. I ask myself why I stay after all the company put me through. Then I remember. I stay because I believe that we can be better. We fight for the things we love, even if they don't want us. It only makes us fight harder.
Ev went on to be an investor, helping other people grow up, their own companies.
And he is very, very rich.
But the money is not the thing I'm most proud of. I'm now a father of 2 wonderful children. I am taking raising them as slow as possible. I don't hate Jack Dorsey. Not at all. Without him, I might have never slowed down.
Jack returned as CEO of Twitter.
He's one of the most famous entrepreneurs in the world.
Today, he's worth over $13 billion.
Most, it may seem as though Jack Dorsey won.
But at night, Jack sits alone on the balcony of the San Francisco high-rise and goes to the one place that makes him feel just a little less alone.